Your chest tightens. They just complimented you, but your stomach is turning. You're searching their face for the punchline, for the trap, because it felt like an attack. You're so brave for wearing that. I admire how you just don't care what people think. You're so confident. I could never be that bold. You say thank you, because that's what you're supposed to do. But hours later, you're still thinking about it, replaying the tone, the pause, the smile that didn't reach their eyes. And you feel crazy. Because how do you explain to someone that a compliment felt like a knife? Here's why you're not crazy. What you just experienced wasn't kindness. It was reconnaissance. The Trojan Horse Compliment is a weapon perfected by toxic people, narcissists, and office politicians. It's a compliment wrapped around an insult, a smile concealing a siege engine. And the brilliance? You can't defend against it without looking paranoid. They get to wound you and keep their hands clean. Machiavelli wrote, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps." Today, you become the fox. This isn't about communication tips. This is about recognizing psychological warfare disguised as praise. You will learn 7 tactical principles, 7 countermoves, not theory, method. By the end of this video, you will know how to disarm the Trojan horse, how to accept the gift, burn the horse, and walk away unscathed. Let's enter the war room. Principle 1, the venom layer. Society teaches us that compliments are acts of generosity, that when someone praises you, they're lifting you up. To a toxic person, a compliment is a delivery system. The praise is the vehicle. The venom is the payload. You're so confident equals you're arrogant. You're brave for wearing that equals you look ridiculous. I wish I could be as relaxed as you about my work equals you're lazy. This is what psychologists call a double bind. You're given 2 bad options. Accept the compliment. You validate the hidden insult. Reject it. You look ungrateful, defensive, paranoid. Either way, they win. Machiavelli understood this. Men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities that one who deceives will always find those who allow themselves to be deceived. The Trojan horse works because we're trained to accept gifts. You're at a team meeting. You just presented your project. Your colleague says, "Wow, I love how you just go for it. I'd be terrified to present something so unpolished." But you don't seem to worry about that. It's inspiring. The room goes quiet. You feel exposed, humiliated, but everyone's smiling, nodding. If you react, you're the problem. The play, the countermove, the gray rock compliment redirect. You neutralize the venom by refusing to absorb it. Your response, "Thanks. Feedback's always useful. I'll keep refining." Then you pivot immediately to someone else or the next topic. When you say thanks, you acknowledged it without accepting the frame. You didn't agree that your work was unpolished. You didn't defend it either. You stayed neutral. Feedback's always useful. Reframes their attack as data, not truth. You're treating their insult like generic input, stripping it of its emotional charge. Then you immediately pivot. You don't give them time to reload. No pause. No lingering. You move on, forcing everyone else to move on with you. You didn't defend. You didn't explain. You didn't engage. You disarmed the bomb by refusing to open the box. Principle 2, the spotlight inversion. We're taught that when someone compliments us, they're being selfless, thinking of us. The Trojan horse compliment is always about them. It's a power move, a status play. a way to position themselves above you while appearing generous. By complimenting you in a way that highlights your flaw, they establish dominance. They become the judge, the standard, the one with the authority to evaluate you. And you become the subject, the one being assessed. This is hierarchy creation disguised as kindness. You're at a family dinner. You've just started a new business. Your uncle says, "Good for you chasing your dreams. I never had the luxury of taking risks like that. Some of us had to play it safe and provide for our families." Boom. He just called you reckless and immature while complimenting your courage. And if you push back, you're the ungrateful one who can't take a compliment. The reflective agreement. You agree with the surface statement while refusing the subtext. Your response. Yeah, everyone's path is different. You did what worked for you, I'm doing what works for me. Let me break this down. Everyone's path is different. Rejects the comparison frame entirely. There's no hierarchy here. No winner. No loser. Just different choices. You did what worked for you. Validates his decisions without defending your own. You're not challenging him. You're not taking the bait. I'm doing what works for me. Asserts your autonomy without justifying it. You're not explaining. You're not seeking approval. You're stating reality. You stayed calm, civil, unmoved, and you gave them nothing to work with. If you're starting to see the battlefield differently, hit subscribe. This channel is your strategic operations manual. Principle 3, the false intimacy trap. We believe that personal compliments mean someone sees us, knows us. Toxic people use personal compliments as fishing expeditions. They're testing your boundaries, mapping your insecurities, gathering intel for later attacks. You're so strong, you never let anything bother you. Translation: I'm testing to see if you'll admit weakness. I'm cataloging what you hide. When you respond with vulnerability, "Oh, I actually struggle a lot," you've just handed them ammunition. They smile, nod, remember. A coworker you barely know approaches you at the coffee machine. You always seem so, together. Like nothing gets to you. "I wish I had your thick skin." You laugh it off. "Oh, I'm a mess half the time." 2 weeks later, in a meeting, they say, "Well, you know how sensitive you can be. Maybe you shouldn't lead the client presentation." Wait, what? You never said sensitive. You said mess. But they translated weaponized, deployed, the surface acknowledgement. You stay pleasant, vague, and utterly uninformative. Your response, I just focus on what's in front of me. How's your project going? Here's the tactical breakdown. I just focus on what's in front of me is generic, true, and reveals absolutely nothing. It's a non-answer disguised as an answer. They walked away thinking they learned something, but they got zero data. Then you immediately flip the spotlight. How's your project going? Redirects attention back to them. Now they're answering questions. Now they're the subject. You gave them no access, no entry point, no data. You were friendly. But the fortress gates stayed closed. Principle 4, the comparison cage. Society tells us that being compared to others is natural, that it means we're being noticed. The Trojan Horse Compliment often contains a hidden comparison that traps you in a losing game. You're so much more easygoing than Sarah. She takes everything so seriously. You just got insulted and used as a weapon against someone else. Now Sarah will resent you. And you've been framed as the one who doesn't care. This is triangulation. The complimenter positions themselves as the judge, you as the winner of a contest you never entered, and someone else as the loser. Everyone loses except them. They create division, drama, conflict, and they stay clean. Your manager pulls you aside. I love your energy. You're not like the others. They're always complaining. You just get stuff done. Feels good, right? Wrong. Your manager just marked you as the good one, and your colleagues as the complainers. When budgets tighten, guess who gets blamed for low morale? Not you, them. But you're now isolated, resented. And when you need support, no one's there. The team redirect. You deflect individual praise back to collective effort. Your response, I think everyone's working hard in their own way. We've got a solid team. Here's what you just did. Everyone's working hard. Refused the winner label they tried to pin on you. You didn't accept the elevated status. In their own way. Rejected the comparison frame entirely. You're not playing the ranking game. There are no tiers here. Solid team, reinforced unity. You just reminded your manager that division weakens everyone, including them. You didn't take the bait. You didn't participate in the triangulation. You stayed neutral, safe. If this is rewiring how you see power dynamics hit like, it tells the algorithm to show this to people who need it. Principle 5, the timing weapon. We think compliments are spontaneous, random acts of kindness. Toxic people deploy Trojan Horse compliments at strategically chosen moments to maximize damage. Right before your big presentation, you're so brave, I'd be a wreck if I had to do that. Translation, you should be nervous. I just planted the seed. Right after you share good news, wow, you're so lucky. Some of us have to actually work for things. Translation, your success is illegitimate. Right when you're vulnerable, you're so strong. I don't know how you do it. You're not allowed to break. Showing weakness would disappoint me. The timing turns praise into pressure. You just got engaged. You're glowing. Your friend says, I'm so happy for you. Marriage is, well, it's hard. But I'm sure you guys will figure it out. You're so optimistic. Your joy just got poisoned. She didn't congratulate you. She warned you, predicted your failure, and framed your happiness as naivety, the emotional firewall. You acknowledge without absorbing. Your response, thanks, we're excited. Then change subject or end conversation. Notice the mechanics. We're excited asserts your reality, not theirs. You didn't engage with their prediction of failure. You didn't defend your relationship. You simply stated your truth. No elaboration means you didn't give them ammunition. You didn't explain why you're excited. You didn't justify your choice. You didn't defend your optimism. The quick exit protects your emotional state. You built the firewall. Their negativity hit the wall and stopped. You protected your emotional state. You built the firewall. Their negativity hit the wall and stopped. Principle 6, the accountability shield. We believe that if someone says something, they own it. The genius of the Trojan Horse Compliment is plausible deniability. I was just being nice. You're being too sensitive. It was a compliment. Why are you upset? The Trojan Horse Compliment is designed to be unquotable. If you repeat it to someone else, it sounds fine. The venom doesn't translate. She said, I was confident. He said, he admired my courage. Without the tone, the pause, the context, it sounds like you're the problem. And they know this. You confront the person. When you said I was brave for wearing this, what did you mean? They look shocked, hurt. I was complimenting you. I'm sorry you took it the wrong way. I thought we were friends. Now you're the aggressor. You're the one apologizing. The no-confront strategy. You don't confront. You adjust your relationship with them. Your response internally noted. This person is a threat. Externally, you become polite, distant, unavailable. Here's the strategic thinking. You don't confront because confrontation is what they want. It gives them the chance to gaslight you, to make you the villain, to claim victimhood. Internally, you note the threat. You catalog the behavior. You adjust your risk assessment of this person. Externally, you reduce contact. Limit information sharing. Keep interactions surface level. You don't announce the change. You don't explain yourself. You just execute it quietly. This is what Machiavelli meant by, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." You don't need them to understand. You need them to be irrelevant. Principle 7, the mirror reversal. We think we're powerless against these attacks because we can't prove the intent. You can use their own weapon against them. The Trojan Horse Compliment only works if you play defense. The moment you go offense, the dynamic shifts. You give them a Trojan Horse Compliment right back. They say, "You're so confident, I could never pull off that look." Most people freeze, stammer, feel attacked, the mirror strike. Your response, "That's so sweet. I love that you're comfortable with your style. It's really authentic." Really authentic uses the same pause they used on you. That ellipsis does the work. It implies, "Bless your heart." It implies pity disguised as praise, but it's technically a compliment. They can't call you out without admitting what they just did to you. You held up the mirror. They saw themselves, and they have to smile and take it. Use this sparingly. It's nuclear. It ends the war, but it also ends the relationship. Only deploy when you've decided the bridge is already burned. Tomorrow morning, you implement the Fortress Protocol. Step 1, the morning audit, 5 minutes. Open your phone, review your recent messages and conversations. Ask, who compliments me in ways that make me feel worse? Write down their names. These are your threats. Step 2, the Grey Rock Drill, day 1-3. For the next 3 days, practice the Grey Rock response to every compliment, good or bad. "Thanks. I appreciate that. That's kind of you." No elaboration, no vulnerability. No data. You're training yourself to stay neutral under all conditions. Step 3, the boundary map, day 4-7. For the people on your threat list, reduce your exposure. Fewer one-on-one interactions, shorter conversations. No personal information shared. You're not cutting them off. You're creating strategic distance. Step 4, the 7-day experiment. Each day, when you receive any compliment, pause for 3 seconds before responding. Ask yourself, what's the subtext? What are they really saying? 90% of the time, it's genuine. But that 10%, that's the minefield you're learning to spot. Step 5, the power journal. At the end of each day, write 1 Trojan Horse compliment you received or dodged. The countermove you used or wished you'd used. How you felt afterward. You're building pattern recognition, becoming the fox. You might feel guilty right now. You might think, this makes me manipulative, cold, just like them. Let me reframe that. A soldier who learns to disarm bombs isn't violent. They're protective. A fortress with strong walls isn't cruel. It's secure. You are not becoming toxic by learning these countermoves. You're becoming unmanipulatable. There's a difference between using these tactics to attack and using them to defend. The Trojan Horse Compliment is designed to confuse you, to make you question your reality, to make you think you're the problem. These 7 principles are your counterintelligence training. You're not here to hurt people. You're here to protect yourself from people who use kindness as camouflage. Machiavelli wrote, "The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. The intelligence of your rule, the kingdom of your mind, your peace, your life, is measured by how well you recognize threats. Even threats dressed as friends, especially those. You're strategic, you're not cruel, you're sovereign, and a sovereign protects their borders. Welcome to the war room. Now go build your fortress."